So there is a big statue, a 10-foot statue of George Floyd in New York City's Union Square. It had been there for 2 days before it was vandalized. Someone apparently came with a bunch of paint and splashed it on a memorial to the man who was brutally, needlessly killed by cops. You can see here a photo of it. Gwen Hogan on Twitter posted it, and you can see the paint running down both the bust of him as well as the stand that it's on. That's the second time that it's been defaced. On June 24th, 5 days after it was displayed in Brooklyn, the sculpture was vandalized with black paint and tagged with an alleged logo for a white supremacist group. This is just one memorial, by the way, that has been vandalized. Several others have been, like for instance, you have murals in Rochester, in Minneapolis, Houston, Portland, as well as other cities have been defaced. It's just,
they had to make the plaque up about Emmett Till. They had to make it bulletproof.
Yeah, it had been shot so many times that eventually, it was replaced with one that hopefully will stand up to the bullets of racists better.
I mean, this is what we're gonna expect. This happens. They're just monuments, and we know that ideology is under attack anyway. I'd rather them hit a monument. Go do that to a monument, then fine.
We'll clean it up. It just makes me feel like the fact that we had a year of protests. And coming out of it, effectively nothing at the national level was done. There were some reforms, states and localities, a few, but basically nothing at the national level. There was supposed to be this bipartisan thing with Tim Scott that didn't turn out to be anything. And so at least coming out of it with people having learned something would be great. But no, like with the pandemic, let's not forget that Fox spent months and months and months driving people insane over this, convincing them that those advocating for the cops to not murder people are the true terrorists.
Right.
And so, you have some people who act out in this way, like defacing murals, but you have a lot of people who are more like they have a heart, like a more crystallized racism than they did before this once in a generation opportunity to finally learn something, to have a reckoning on race. Our country, I think, successfully warded it off, and that is unfortunate.
There's a lot of change happening in this country in regards to monuments. We're seeing a lot of Confederate monuments coming down. So we're going to see some backlash. And you know what? What this allows us is to still see that this is an issue that is important to people on both sides. Not to quote that person, but we know that if you don't like something, and we still need to fight for it then. If you're still attacking a statue, you're attacking the ideology, and we still need to fight for it. So, la lucha sigue, to quote it again.
Thank you, and thank you for playing the video there. It seems like that's enough to find out who this person is and have some sort of legal action, or at the very least, like I keep hearing we live in a country that's overrun by cancel culture. I don't see it, but I hear it. This dude deserves some strike back, at least socially, if not legislatively. And I imagine that it's got to be illegal. Think about how racist you have to be to do that in bright daylight, knowing people could be watching you. I have to deface this. I can't take seeing this man, this victim's face.
Yeah.
God, just disgusting.
For more political news, breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.